Donald Trump is a bigot. He's a xenophobe, he's a racist, he's a misogynist. This guy is a complete and utter bigot. Now, this normally would not be a problem. One bigoted idiot out of 330 million Americans. The problem is that this guy is the front runner for one of our two major political parties in this country, and he has a serious chance of becoming the leader of the free world. A man who wants to ban all Muslims from entering the United States, a man who wants to deport all illegal immigrants, a man who until recently said wages are too high and he wants a lower minimum wage, a man who wants even lower taxes for him and the rest of the ultra rich. Matter of fact, I won't say all of his policy specifics. Here he is detailing them in a new TV ad.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
The politicians can pretend it's something else, but Donald Trump calls it radical Islamic terrorism. That's why he's calling for a temporary shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until we can figure out what's going on. He'll quickly cut the head off ISIS and take their oil. And he'll stop illegal immigration by building a wall on our southern border that Mexico will pay for.
We will make America great again.
Make America great again. Just the ridiculousness of that slogan. Just the policies described in that ad alone will be the destruction of America. A ban on all Muslims entering the United States. And conservatives wonder why radical Muslims hate the US and want to commit terror attacks on American soil. Yes, of course, it's partly ideology, but when people overseas hear that the US is torturing their people, killing their people indiscriminately, and now wanting to ban their people from entering the United States simply because of their beliefs, when people hear this sort of stuff, it pisses everybody off. And when you have the verses from the Quran telling these people to kill the infidels, people like Trump make that decision to commit a terror attack a whole bunch easier. And then wanting to deport all illegal immigrants, deport 11 million people. And despite the fact that, of course, it's not possible, if we kicked out 11 million people who play a valuable role in our economy, a huge part of the agriculture and the service industries, that could decimate our economy. I did a video on that back when Donald Trump unveiled that policy. I'll leave a link for that in the description. And then saying that I'll cut the head off of ISIS. What the heck do you mean by that? Does that mean that you'll launch yet another disastrous unilateral intervention in the Middle East where we just go in guns blazing and we ignore the consequences of our actions? Or will you simply continue what Obama's already doing and drop thousands of bombs on ISIS? What does that mean? I'll cut the head off of ISIS. Come on, Donald, work with me here. Give me some substance. Give me some policy specifics. But see, no, Donald Trump and the rest of these far-right, borderline fascist lunatics, they have no substance. They have no policy specifics. They have no evidence. These policies of xenophobia and racism are simply a distraction from the real issues that are facing the American people. It distracts people from the far-right's real agenda to make life easier for the huge corporations and the ultra-rich by trampling on the poor and the middle class. That's all that they are doing, keeping people ignorant and uninformed and directing their hate not towards the oligarchs, but towards the Mexicans, but towards the Muslims, but towards the blacks. It's all a distraction to keep the huge corporations and the ultra-rich, the oligarchs. It's a distraction to keep them in power. And this is not new. This has been going on for decades. The Republicans have been doing this for decades. They took advantage of middle America's anger at the dirty minorities, and behind the scenes, they gradually tipped the economic scales into their favor. Throughout the 70s and 80s, with the war on drugs, broken windows policing, Reagan and even a Democrat, Bill Clinton, talked about these dirty welfare moochers. And then don't forget the homophobia and the misogyny that they exhibited with the war on women and the fight for gay rights. So that over time, they got people angry at the dirty blacks, the dirty illegals, the dirty gays, even women. And once these voters are preoccupied with being angry at all these groups of people, the economic elite are allowed to go behind the scenes and gradually destroy the labor unions, lower their taxes, and ship our jobs overseas. And now we see the consequences, where a CEO makes over 300 times the amount of money that his average worker makes, where 1/4 of major corporations pay a net zero in taxes, when there are millions of people living in poverty that are actually working, trying to get ahead, in a country that is more divided than ever. Donald Trump is just the latest in this long line of far-right lunatics. They have all used bigotry as a distraction for the real issues that are facing the American people. Only now, Donald Trump has gone too far, and the rest of the oligarchs have gone too far, and people are starting to wake up.